Hello, how are you today? I'm fine. Just lately I have been exchanging comments on my video about the logic of affiliist Inmendham, about statistical probabilities of something bad happening to a person. And I watched his latest videos, and I couldn't help but have an idea, and I will explain what that is. First, I want to remind you of some kind of research, sociological research, that some teams of scientists make. One is, for example, Robin Dunbar, about his book Grooming, Gossip and the Evolution of Human Language, where he and I think a team of researchers did a lot of eavesdropping on conversations among people, at cafes, in the bus, and so on. Then also I remembered a book that I read lately, I haven't finished it, Watching the English by Kate Fox. And in the prelude, in the introduction, she also describes how she had to embarrass herself in front of people, for example, jump queues and other things, in order to make a study of the behavior of English people. And then there was the Milgram Experiment, where some people, they were unaware that this was just a study, and how it was about the obedience to authoritative figure. They were ready to even hurt people. Also, lately I read in the Scientific American Mind an article. This magazine is at home, and if you're interested, later I may talk about it. There was an article, the feature article, about how we feel about not being noticed by people, even in a bad way. It is worse than getting negative attention. That's why trolls appear. Actually, you feel they studied people's the reaction of people's brains in one of those machines, and the same regions which react when there is physical pain reacted to this neglect from other people. So what was my idea about this phenomenon in Inmendham and all the channels where one person appears and talks about affiliism, his contempt for people, for humanity, and so on. And of course, he says that this is because of his empathy towards people or children who suffer. To me, this looks very much like a sociological study where a team of researchers might have hired a very prolific and very good actor who plays this role, or it might be also that a writer wants to study the reaction of people towards certain ideas or behavior, and so on. This is also possible. So, if it is an actor, as I said, it is a very good actor, and I suppose researchers don't give him fixed scripts, but tell him major points on which he should talk or how he should behave, and in this way YouTube is quite a good medium to study the reactions of people, or what kind of ideas they would accept and not see them as absurd. For example, let's hate life. Life is not worth existing, so let's discontinue it. Also, they may study what percentage of people will become followers of such an ideology, how they will react, or maybe change their mind, and so on. I just can't get rid of that idea. If this is true, I think the researchers make this character Inmendham a zigzag man. And this nickname came to me from the analogy that I couldn't help make with a soldier or a criminal who has to escape armed people and doesn't have a cover. He has to run in zigzag. And this character of Inmendham, this is very typical of him. He, in an intellectual sense, he is always making zigzags, escaping in this way the bullets of criticism of people on YouTube, in other videos. What do you think about that? So these researchers have created a very interesting character. And this character doesn't seem real very often because of so many inconsistencies, which are actually the zigzags that he makes in intellectual ideas, escaping the criticism, the bullets of criticism of people. They have him instigate war. They have him propose absurd ideas. They have him act very hostile. They have him act like bully very often. This is one way of escaping the bullets of criticism. And this is, of course, figuratively speaking. Of course, I'm not saying that this is true, but it looks very much like it, because it's so unreal. Bye!